what age would you like to get married? Like, what age do you think is really like a good time to get married?
I'm in my early 20s. I'd be married now if I could find the one. But I haven't found the one yet. So, I think that answers your question.
Like, for me, I have no problem with, like, just locking in on, like, money and the grind and then, like, getting married in my early 30s.
I mean, I respect that. Don't get me wrong. I respect that, and I'm not here to,
No, lash out. Like, it gets views. Like, I don't care. Like,
I'm not. I respect that, and I have people that share that opinion, as well. But like with me, I want to. Number one, I've always had the mindset that I wanted to get married young and have kids young. I don't want to be. I don't want to be 55 on my third hip by the time my son reaches old enough age to, start playing high school basketball. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be aware and be energetic enough to be able to go out and, like, let's say my son is, let's say dream scenario, my son is playing D1 basketball, right? I want to be able to go to his games, be only in my mid 40s, have the energy to go to multiple away games, things like that. That's obviously the dream scenario.
I can be 52 and go to some away games.
The thing is though, it's not. That's just one thing why I always wanted to have young kids, young wife, and also too, I want to protect myself from all the evil things in this world. And again, I told you my religion, how strict we are when it comes to that. I don't know
what you mean by evil things.
But this society, bro, everything about it, bro. Like right now, we're sitting at a mall. Like, how many people we saw when we're walking out, dressed in.
No, okay. I 100% agree on that stuff. What I'm saying is, what does that have to do with getting married? Like, you might prefer 25 and I prefer 35 or 30.
I mean, okay, but until then, you're telling me you're just gonna be, you're gonna be able to keep your eyes off women, keep your eyes off anything bad, and just continue to lock it on the grind? You think you have the capability of doing? If you think you have the capabilities of doing that, I respect you. Okay, I respect.
I mean,
that.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that either.
Go do it. You know what I mean? But for me, again, a combination of the fact that I want to get married, I want to have kids young, I want to have a big family as well. That's also another thing. I want to have a big family.
How big of a family?
Well, that's what, it's expensive nowadays to raise children. But let's say I have
which is why I want to wait.
Let's say I have a potluck where I could just, a pot of gold where I could just take out as much money as I can, man. I'd build as many, I'd build the biggest roster of kids I could make, man. As long as my wife.
No, that's real. If I'm a billionaire,
if I'm a billionaire and my wife has the capabilities to continue to have kids, man, I'll pop them out.
Okay, that's real.
You know what I mean?
Elon Musk has like 11 kids. Like, I would run that.
Yeah, but if you had Elon Musk money, what are you doing only having 1 or 2 kids? That's so confusing to me. These billionaires out there, they have the unlimited amount of money and they want 2 kids.
This point that you're saying, like, it's so expensive to have children, which is why I want to wait. Like, for example, my parents had me a little bit later than most people do, so I was able to grow up middle class and to be comfortable. If I was born when my dad was like 25, he was working at the grocery store then. Like, it would have been a struggle. We would have been in a tiny apartment, that sort of thing. Like, waiting longer means you can give them a better life, more opportunities, and like I could be 30. I could be 32 getting married and my wife could still be 27.
Yeah, but
have, like,
I also have the mentalities. I also have the mentality that getting married earlier, having kids earlier allows you to have the more opportunities to get more children into this world as well. I also have that mindset as well, because men, we're a little bit luckier with our when it comes to clock. The women are on a clock, and this society, look, in societies that me and you, our parents came from, it's normal for the husband to be 12, 13, 14 years older than the wife. So where he'll be 33, 34, and the wife would be 20, and he'll have that 15-year window to have kids. But nowadays in the
talk loud as hell whenever we have
but nowadays in the society we live in, if you marry 2+ years younger than you, you're looked at as a you're frowned upon. So now you have a window with your wife, because you can't have kids till you're 55, 58, because your wife is also going to be, she can't have kids till she's
okay, but
past 40.
So you're going off the assumption you want as many kids as you can afford.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Because for me, like,
I feel like every man should have that sort of mindset.
Okay, so here's where I'm at. I want 2 to 3, and if I become filthy rich, then I'll go crazy. But like, realistically, like,
I respect that opinion too.
I want like probably 3, assuming I do really well, like 6 figures plus, hopefully 7 even, but like realistically, like I can get into the 6 figures and I can have 3 children. If I'm having like 5 plus, that's at the point where it's like I have stupid money. Like I'm paying more taxes than like most people will make in a career.
Yeah. What's your question?
My question, I was just saying, so you're going off the point that like you want to have a crap ton of kids, because you're saying like to start younger, whereas
I want to have a crap ton of kids. I want to be able to enjoy my life younger with my wife as well. You know, I want to be able to do things younger. Honestly, you know what's the big thing with me? I used to, when I was younger, I'd look at marriage. I always wanted to get married young, but I always looked at a marriage as a way to have kids. Never cared about the romance of it. Never cared about the taking care of your wife part of it. Now, as I got older, I started to mature more. I started to value that a little bit, or a lot more than just the kids aspect. But still, I have to say, definitely, when it comes to like having a family, my mind is more thoughts on like having a big
question. Let's say we both end up getting married when we're 27. Okay. What's the youngest and what's the oldest the woman can be? The absolute, like the extremes.
If I got married at 27?
Yeah. You answer and then I'll answer.
Okay, for me, the oldest that she could be is probably 30. And I say that because I don't mind, you know, and I'm not like my parent, or my mom at least.
Yeah.
She grew up in like back in East Africa and all that. Like, older does not mess with that idea. Like, she even threatened not to go to a wedding. Like, I mean, that's how crazy she is when it comes to older people. She hates that whole concept.
Your woman could not be older?
My mom, she hates that.
Okay, but let's pretend.
For me, it generally doesn't matter about the woman being older. But the only issue is with that is I'm 27 and she's 30. She has a window when it comes to the kids.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
She has a window.
Yes.
So, you know, she's already, you know, she's past 30. Then, you know, you're minimizing the amount of time you have to, you know, to have kids.
Absolutely, I agree.
So yeah, absolutely. For me, younger, I mean, bro, honestly, like, I don't really, you know, 2019, I don't care. 2019.
Okay, so for me, I was gonna say for the older, 29, because that's like I want 2-3 children. Like if we're getting married, if she's 29 when we're married,
you don't want to rush to have kids too when you know.
But I said okay for me. We said married at 27, and remember, I said the 3-year thing. So if I'm marrying her at 27, we've been together for years. We've locked that in. I know we disagree on that, but that's just how it is, okay? So she has a kid a year later, you know, 9 months pregnancy, so she's 30. Another one at maybe like 32, potentially another one at like 34, where it gets kind of iffy there, right? But 2 for sure. So 29 is the absolute oldest. I don't really like the idea of...
I've seen women have older kids, but you just don't want to play
that game. It's more risky. Most can't. You know, it's possible, but, you know, like some NBA players, some make it to 40, but most won't.
NBA?
NBA, yeah. Some can make it to 40, but most won't.
Men can have kids past...
No, I'm saying they can play in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
But some can make it to 40, but that doesn't mean everyone can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some women can have children later on, but not all.
Oh, okay,
so
I get the metaphor.
Yeah. So 29 is the cutoff for me, although I really don't prefer for her to be older than me at all. Maybe like the same grade, you know, like within a year. Okay, and the youngest for me, I would say is 22. I know you said a little bit younger than that, and the way I see it is the women that I've met that are like 19, 20 are just not mature enough for marriage. There's some that might be, but in my experience, they just have not been. I'm not entertaining that. For me, so it's 22 to 29. 22 is the youngest because that's about when you graduate college. That's when the mindset of people, I feel like the average 20-year-old and 22-year-old, the mindset is extremely different. At 20, they still see themselves as a kid almost. A lot of them, they might still be in school. At 22, school's over. Hopefully they know what they want to do with their future, that sort of thing. They're ready to settle down. I feel like a 20-year-old nowadays, they're not in the right mindset to settle down and to have a family. You know, your average 20-year-old, what do you want to do in the next couple of years? They're not saying have kids. 22-year-old, they probably are saying that. So for me, it's 22 to 29. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. For me, I put like 2019.
Okay.
But, you know, it don't matter to me. 22, you said your main reason why 22 is because you don't know if they're mature enough at 20, which...
Yeah, exactly. They don't have their priorities straight.
But the thing is, though, you know, you made a very, very good metaphor when you talked about...
NBA?
The NBA. I'll make this metaphor to you.
Okay.
You know, I know a lot of people that are age 2019 that are much more mature than girls that are 24, 25. So there is the good one.
For sure.
There's the good one. So I'm saying having an age, you know, a minimum age at 22 just because of the sole purpose that there
Yeah.
might be. Well, there is also some there could be some.
Yeah,
good
yeah. But the thing is,
exceptions.
I'll let the other guy take his chance on that girl, and I'll be more comfortable with the more mature girl. I would prefer like 22 is my youngest. I wouldn't even prefer a 22-year-old. I would prefer 25. I would prefer that the girl's a couple years younger than me. I'm more wise, older, that sort of thing. You know, but I think 25 is like the perfect age. Actually, that's what I would prefer. Yeah, and then she's got a whole decade, hopefully, where kids can happen, that sort of thing.